Hey guys, welcome to the crafting desk. Today I wanted to do a quick tutorial on Cricut Design Space. This is the platform that Cricut machines use. This is for very beginners, so if you had just received a Cricut as a gift, or you just bought one, or you're still deciding if it's something you want, this is a great guide as to what Design Space has to offer. So first of all, I have got Design Space loaded already on my computer. So I am working on desktop. So if you are working on an iPad or mobile phone, it will look different. It will be more condensed for those mobile versions, but the tabs are going to be the same. So let's get started. I am starting in Home right now. I am in over here, Discover. And that's going to bring up this page, which is just a collection of a ton of different resources. You've got beginner projects, how-tos, new, and some of these images and projects, they're going to rotate seasonally for holidays. So you can kind of scroll down and just take a look. You can scroll over as well. So it's just a small tidbit of different images and themes that are just kind of being highlighted right now. So you got Valentine's, book stuff, here the snake. So fun to just look around at some of your project options and image options, what's new right now. So a good, again, page just of resources. Next we have the Inspire. And this will rotate and change, and it's just a collection of different images and projects. So just if you're not sure what you want to make, you can take a look here, and this will give you some ideas of what you can make. Like over here for you can decorate your machine, and let's see, make flowers. So yeah, just a good Inspire page for you. Over here is going to take you to projects, and this will lead you to my projects. So this is just a collection of projects that I'm currently working on or that I have finished and shared to Design Space. So if you were to look up the crafting desk, you'd be able to see some of these projects, and it will have what images and fonts that I used to make them. Next we have bookmarked, and these are just projects, images that I bookmarked for later reference. So if I need to look back, I can get these images from here. And you just click on this little bookmark, and that'll save it and have this in your folder for you. We've got ready to make, and these are just projects that are ready to go. So you can click on this flower, and it's going to give you materials you need, any other supplies, as well as this one has step-by-step instructions of what to do and how to make it. So great beginner guides here. You can customize it, so if you want to change the size, you can actually go in and change that. Or if you hit make it, it will take you to the final cutting stages. As long as you have your materials, you're ready to go. So another inspiration page here with different ideas and a project you could make right away if you have all your supplies. All is just going to be a combination of projects you've made as well as these ready to make. So just a kind of mixed collection. The next tab over here is the Cricut Access, and this is just going to show you your subscription information and personal information. So I'm not going to click on that right now. This next one is your heat guide, and that will actually take you to the Cricut website, and I'll do a video on that with the heat guide, and this is the shop, so that will take you as well to their website. All right, here I am in Canvas now, so this is going to be your main workspace. First of all, if you come up to this corner right here, you can change your grid. So you can get rid of it, you can do a larger, or you can keep that small one. It's really up to your preference of what you prefer when you're designing your project. When you start off, you want to hit new, and this is going to just leave you with an untitled project, and that's just until you save it. Next, we have templates. This is if you are planning on making, like, say, a shirt, you can click on here. It's going to give you a size guideline for these different shirts. So if we let's say we choose a child small, and you choose your image, you can fit it into here. So it's going to give you some good guidelines as far as what size is good for this size of shirt. So just good resources if you're trying to do a particular project and you have a lot of options. Tote bags, a lot of popular items over here, so kind of fun. And then we've got projects, and these are your customizable or ready to make projects. So if we click onto this one here, it's going to have all your materials you need, anything else, and usually it will give you some instructions on how to assemble or finish the project. You can also, again, like in the home page, you can customize, you can change the sizes of these, or you can just hit make it, and it'll take you to the cutting part of the project. So again, a lot of great ideas, great projects. These are designed by Cricut, but also from the community. So take a look. There's a lot of amazing designs and artists on here. Next, we have shapes. So you can add a shape. These ones are your free, and then again with the access you do have some more options. Images. So I've got heart pulled up, so it's saying there's over 54,000 heart images. I don't have any bookmarked right now. So I'm going to go back to all. You can scroll down through here to find your image. You can also go into advanced search, and that's just going to be where you can filter. So as you can see, you've got over 51,000 images. So if you're looking to do stickers or anything like that, you can hit print then cut, and it'll just pull up all your print then cut options and narrow it down. So if you have a particular project, filtering is a good way to narrow down all those images. You can do artists, do layers, just a lot of cool filters that you can do to help narrow down all those images. And again, access members are going to have these images available. If not, if you see an image you like and you're in the free version, you can always pay for that image. So this one would be 99 cents, and they all vary, but it'll also let you know which ones are free, like here, that you could use. And to get out, you can actually hit this X button, or you can hit on the tab again, and that'll just take you right out. We have text, so you can just go ahead and type in text here. That'll just bring up your text box. Monogram is another access feature, so you can add in initials and it will generate your monogram for you. You can choose a different type. There's a lot of options over here. So if this is something you're interested in, it might be worth the access subscription. Next, you have upload, and this will just, you can upload images from your computer or your iPad, phone, pictures, different files. So these are, it'll give you a list of all the compatible files. And so you just upload it, and then what you're going to do is select on it. So you can select the image, and then you can just hit add to canvas, and that will add that image on here. So those are the main features on this side. The next is going to be this menu up here. So we're going to start with the font, and let's grab an image. So let's just grab a heart. And so if you actually click on the image, it's going to bring up more, so you can view even more similar hearts. So let's grab, I like this one. We're going to hit the plus button. That's going to just bring it over here to our canvas. can close that out. So let's start with our font. So if we want to change our font, we come up here over to font and we're going to search. So we can narrow it down by type. So you can scroll all the way over. Say you're going for a vintage theme, we'll hit vintage. And there's just a ton of really awesome fonts to choose from. So let's do Boho Beach. Okay. Over here, we've got the style. So if you want regular, your size, you can do your size here, or you can also, same thing, you pull that corner and you can make it whatever size. Let's see here, you can do the spacing in between the letters. So if you want it even closer, you can go ahead and get rid of any of that spacing and kind of smush it together. Or you can go back and put it back. If you have multiple words, you can change the line spacing in between. So let's do, for example, let's click on this. Let's add love you. And if you don't like this big gap right here, you can go to line space and you can narrow that down and you can get rid of that space. So it's nice to have that option to bring it in closer. And then of course your alignment, if you want it center, you have all these different options. So over here, we can also now come up to this menu here, and we are going to, we can change our color. So if we want this pink, let's change that here. And then if we want to change the style, if we want it to engrave, all our options are right here. You can also make it a guide, print then cut. So a lot of different options depending on your project. If we hit over here, it's going to select both our image and our font. So we can hit that again, that'll take that off. Let's click on our font again. So again, if we want to edit, cut, copy, paste, delete, you can also right click and you'll have those options right here as well. So now we can come over here. If we want to, let's see if we grab both these images. So let's select all. Now if we want to align these images, say if we want to align them center, or we can align them, let's see, vertically. Okay, now if we want to bring that love you to the front, we can hit arrange, and now we're going to bring that to the front. So now our heart is in the back, and I'm going to take that heart and just make it a little bit bigger, but I still want it in the background there. So there we go. Now we've got our image and our font. And now if you want to select everything, we can hit flip, and that's just going to do, you can do if you want a mirrored image, or if you upside down. So you've got options here. You can add an offset over here. So if you click on this, this is just going to add that extra border on the outside. And we're going to hit apply. Let's change this to light gray. And you'll notice these little cut marks out here. So if you do not want your machine to automatically cut those in your offset, you're going to need to come down here to this contour feature. So we're going to click on that, and you can choose individually which ones you want hidden, or you can just select hide all contours, and that will get rid of those. So now you'll see that your offset is not going to cut out those little pieces over here. So it's just going to be one big piece that it cuts out. So that's how you add an offset. Now if we want to create a sticker, which again is the access feature, it will give you options of what type of sticker, a die cut, kiss cut, and it tells you exactly what that each one means. So if we decide we want a kiss cut, let's see, we're going to take this image, and sorry, we're going to kiss cut, and it's going to automatically flatten it. So it's a print then cut. You can add an extra border So if you want an extra border, it will automatically add that for you. If you want it a color, it'll give you all these options for stickers, which is really cool. It basically automatically will generate a sticker for you. So again, if that's something you're looking for as a feature, then you want to be an Access subscriber. Okay, now we can go ahead and go back, and that will just take us back to a cut image. So we can also come up here and bring it back to a cut. So now we've also got the warp feature. So we can take an image and we can manipulate it a little bit like that. And again, that's another Access feature. And I'm just going to hit this back button, and all it's going to do is going to keep going back to where you want it, and we can kind of readjust all these images here. Now we got size. So right now we're on our font. So again, if we want to increase or decrease the size, we can pull these corners right here, make it as large or small as we'd like. But if you have a particular size that you want your font, you can always unlock this and add in those numbers here. If you want to rotate it, you can rotate right here, and then that will just change its position over here. Or you can take this corner here, you see those curved arrows, and you can just flip your font however you want it. So we can add that back onto here. And now we should be able to do this and align everything center. So that will move all that here. So that's just kind of the basic features up here. So once we're ready to cut, so we can save, this is just a collection of my stuff, so we can go into that real quick. These are, again, my projects. Kind of brings you back to that home page. And then we're just going to click back on Canvas to get back here. This is going to be your machine, so you can choose which machine you want to work off of. I've got my Maker 3 selected here. Up here is your help menu, so how-to videos, cheat sheets, so all kinds of really quick menu right here that, you know, if you're beginning, how-to videos would be a great option. Right here's your notifications. This is people I'm following if they share a new project. It will be listed here. They also let you know if there's updates to the software, so you should check this periodically to see if there's any updates. And then, of course, this will take you to your personal profile page. So if you click on that, you can go into profile, and that will just bring, these are all the projects that I've shared. And we go back to Canvas over here. And we got another drop-down menu, so you can go through that. Next, before we hit make, I'm going to go over this section over here. Okay, so now let's go over kind of the menu on this side. So first of all, I'm going to select all right here, and I'm going to use this feature. This is your group feature. So it is going to keep all these different text and images, offset and image, together. So this way you can kind of move it around. You can resize them correctly. So I definitely use group a lot. And you can also, from here, you click on this little eye, and all it's going to do is just hide it from your canvas. So this way we can go over some of these other features down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out some shapes. So I'm just going to grab some various shapes, and this way we can kind of see what these other features are. So just a whole bunch of different shapes. I'm also going to do some text, and I'm going to write Happy Valentine's. So with the font, something to just make note of, especially if you use a cursive font, you'll see here that each letter is going to get cut out individually. So if you don't want that to happen in your projects, you're going to want to come over here to combine, and you're going to want to weld that. And that will, if I can enlarge this, will eliminate those cut marks. It'll just make it one solid cut. So it's going to look a lot cleaner. So that is the weld feature. Next, we are going to do our slice. So say you have your circle here and you want to put a heart in the middle. You can layer it on top, and then we can select it all. And if you want to go to align and center it, and then we're going to slice. So that is just going to cut out right our shape out of this. So if this is what we need, and then we've got a duplicate out of that. So that is our slice feature. And now we got some extra hearts to play with. Next, we are going to use unite. So if we want to take two shapes, say like this, and make something like this, we're going to select. You always want to make sure you select it all, and then we're going to hit unite. And so where that cut mark is here, now if you go to make, it's going to cut out just this full image. It won't cut out the individual images. So that is our unite. Then next we are going to take, okay, so we're going to take this one, we're going to move on to the next one, and then I'm going to take this star. I'm just going to kind of place it here in the corner. I'm going to select all this, and next we're going to subtract. So that removes all but just this corner piece of the image. So there we go, we've got that. Now we're going to take our hearts, maybe do this. I'm going to go, next we're going to intersect, and that's just going to bring us that teeny section right here. So definitely play around with these features so you kind of know what they each do. So then we got this one, and the last one is going to be exclude. So as you can see, it's going to be taking out this piece right here. So it really does tell you, you know, if you look before, it'll tell you what it's going to do as far as eliminating parts of the image. So those are those features there. So now if we take something like this and we change, let's change the color. So if we have pink, and then we got our font here. Now we're going to move it to the front. Oh, actually we're going to move that to the back. So now we got our Happy Valentine's. We're going to select on this. So next we've got flatten. So if we want to make it print then cut, it's going to, you can see it'll change it. So now it's going to be a print then cut. So if we go to make, it's going to automatically make it ready to be sent to your printer. Let's see, and the next one, oh, I did skip over attach. So if you want to attach, say you want to cut these images exactly like this, and you don't want them to do separate, you want it exactly like this, you're going to want, you're going to want to select this, and you're going to hit attach. And that way your printer is going to, or your machine is going to cut it exactly like this. It won't separate the two images. And you can also, if you change your mind, you can hit detach, and that will detach the image so you can separate them again. Let's see, up here we have our duplicate button, and then we've got our trash. So those are kind of the basic features of this menu that you're going to need. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these here. Let's see, let's keep that one, and then we'll get rid of these, and Get rid of these. We don't need these anymore. We're going to go back to the picture we originally made. And oh, one last thing is over here. If you hit this canvas page, you can actually change your color. So if you are working with like a white image, you can change the background to darker so it will stand out more. Or you can just, if you're in a purple mood, you can change your color. I typically just keep mine on white, but that is an option. And so, you know, if you need that, that's right up here. Let's see, and with this image, let's go ahead and hit make. Okay, if we want to save it, we'll save, and then you can enter love you heart. And we're just going to hit save. And okay, and then it's going to tell you it's saved. It's going to change up here. So then you have your name. I'm going to be using my Maker 3 up here. So we're going to hit on mat. We're going to hit confirm. And so it's saying, okay, this is a print and cut. So what we're going to do is if we hit continue with this, it's going to prompt you to your printer. So you can hit send to printer, and then your printer information will be up here. So you can print, and then it'll direct you from there. And then if you got a cut, it will ask you what material. So if you're using cardstock, vinyl, it's all listed right here. And same with here, you just hit which we're doing vinyl. And then it's going to prompt you, tell you, okay, no tool here. B needs a fine point blade. And then to load your mat, you just click on the button. It will be flashing, so you know. And then once it's loaded and ready, you hit the flashing, it'll be the go button. And then you're done. You have completed your project. If you decide this isn't right, you can always just hit cancel. It will make sure you want to cancel, hit yes. And if you need to, you can start over. So that's pretty much the basics of Cricut Design Space. Again, there's a lot of tutorials if you have questions. This was just, again, solely for beginners, as a beginner's guide. I will also have the video on the heat guide right at the end if you want to watch what that's about. And otherwise, happy crafting. Hopefully this helps you decide or helps you learn about Design Space. All right, real quick, here is the heat guide. So I am on Cricut.com. So if you hit that button on that home page and you look in heat guide, it will prompt you to this page here. And it just kind of gives you an overview of all the different heat presses that Cricut has to offer. And then if you have questions on materials, you can actually add in your material. So like glitter iron-on, and then if you're going to make it on a shirt, you hit apply, and it's going to give you all your temperatures and times. So preheat, this is your temperature, for how long, how much pressure, and then slowly remove liner, so more of a cold pill. You can change Fahrenheit to Celsius, really easy. You can convert it, and then it's just going to tell you the supplies you need, the prep for it, and how to apply. So just a good resource if you are into heat transfer vinyl or iron-on and you're not sure what times you need for your material or for your particular project. So, you know, if you have questions, you can always hop on here and take a look. I always suggest that if you do buy a different brand than Cricut, that you look at what their instructions say. Usually they'll have their time and guidelines for that material. So you can also, on the same page, go to the Cricut Shop, which is another tab in that home page. And it's just going to give you all the different machines, heat presses, materials, tools. So if you're looking for particular tools and materials, you can always access through here in Cricut.com. All right, you guys have a great day.